Thanks for clicking on the video. And here on Mimic, I'm going to talk about another JRPG game, but this time I did not finish it. Oh my goodness, I spent 96 hours so far on the game, and it looks like I have to grind even more. So probably at least a third of the gameplay I've been doing has been grinding. Right now, I'm about level 68. I have unlocked the last battle, and I have to go up there into the sky and fight the last boss monster. And you can see from the traveler voices, other people that completed, they're all like level 70, 80, 90, mostly in the 80s and 90s. The final boss monster, I looked online, is at least 85. So that means I have to grind up maybe 15 more levels, and man, I just don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to show you some gameplay while I rattle on about my review about this game. I will show you a mid-boss battle later on, and there's some cutscenes interspersed as we talk. First thing I'm going to say is this game is published by Atlas, and they made Persona 5, which was well received. I did finish that game, and everyone was really looking forward to this game, and it got nominated for Best Story and RPG at the Game Awards, which it did not win. That being said, I was really looking forward to playing this game, learning about the story, and the story is fantastic. But let's talk about the negatives first. The first thing is what I mentioned. There is a lot of grinding. There are several reasons for this. First of all, the game does not scale with you, like modern American Western RPGs. So you have to hit a certain skill or level cap to be able to proceed onwards. Another thing that limits your ability is this is not really an open world game. There's only set areas you could go to, and within those set areas, very few side quests. Maybe per area 5 at most. So you would go into this one side quest, do a dungeon which is very small, and maybe level up a couple of levels. And if you want to get more experience points, you have to revisit that dungeon, the same one, fight the same monsters all over again, and the stronger you get, the weaker the monsters are, and you get less experience points. So grinding becomes even harder because you're not getting the same amount of XP and value out of doing that. The other thing that limits your ability to grind is there is a time limit to this game. So as you progress through the story, certain acts, there is a calendar in the game, and you have certain amount of days before you hit a next story milestone. And if you are not able to pass it because you're not strong enough, well, that's tough luck on you. You will be stuck. So you have to load and older game save, grind up, and proceed. So I had to do this multiple times. As I mentioned, with 96 hours already committed to the game, probably a third of it was to grinding. Probably even more. I would say probably even half of the time it's grinding. So that speaks loudly of the big negative of the game. So maybe I'll mention some other negatives as I come across it, but let's talk about some of the positives. You can see there's an anime cutscene going on right now. I thought there was going to be quite a number of them. There certainly were a lot in the first act of the game, but as you hit the later acts, the cutscenes become more and more sparse, so that's unfortunate. That would be a strong point if they kept the quality and the length of these cutscenes and animated scenes interspersed with nice pacing between them, but unfortunately do not. And later on, the cutscenes become a little bit more sparse, and if they do have a cutscene, it'll be more engine-driven. The art style is quite nice though.
Such a shame.
The menu is
Mikey,
quite
stressing too?
interactive and dynamic, similar to the Persona
Bless
5
you.
menu, if you've ever seen that.
Oh,
It's just very
you worry.
atypical and just keeps the game looking modern and fresh. So that itself is
Don't
very
you have
appealing.
any street smarts?
Let's
Come on,
talk
kid.
a little bit about the story. That is the big draw to this game. You start off as this character.
We're not
He
tourists
is not
here.
a completely silent protagonist. He does talk,
Right.
but you have to play this
Noticed one on the
same
wagon?
male
Might be the
character.
only elder here.
He
Got a whole
is
city
a
even.
race called Eldar, and this world, fantasy world, and heavy spoilers ahead. This world
Right.
is actually set many, many, many generations and centuries into the far future. And they have basically, humans have evolved into multiple different races. And he is considered Eldar, where he has actually no
All the good
special
names you hear.
characteristics. You can see some of them have horns.
Agrees.
You have fairy hair. You have other characters with rabbit ears and tails. But yeah, Eldar
Check
has
them out.
nothing. So
I
basically, he
doubt
looks
they'll
like a
see
human.
us around.
The interesting thing is the twist to this game is what they call humans are these giant monstrosities. So there are monsters in the game, but the really big ones, the boss battles and the mini
What is
bosses,
this?
they are called human. And you will see one of them momentarily.
Isn't that
The backstory
just
is
from the
you
king's
are a
guard?
friend
And
to
a
a prince
cold-blooded man bearing
for
them to a
which the king
funeral.
has been
Doesn't that look
assassinated and the
sad?
prince has been cursed.
Tantamount to declaring himself a
The
barbarian.
person that did this is this character right here, Lewis, and it turns out he's actually an Eldar as well. However, he pretends to be a other tribe. Later on, you do meet the Eldar tribe, and the elders there tell you more of the backstory where the humans, there was some catastrophe. We don't know what apocalypse happened, but basically humans sort of devolved and became multiple different races. So that is the backdrop of this story, and it's pretty interesting. Here you can see he's going to release this large creature, large human. And when I first saw this, it reminded me Attack of the Titans. Now, not all humans are this big. It's just one representation of it, but it's pretty cool. Definitely very captivating to draw you into the game and play all the way through if you can. There are a lot of plot twists, of which Lewis didn't actually put the curse on the prince. Part of the story is to reverse the curse. You have to kill the person that cast the curse, and he actually was not the one that cast it, it was someone else. And the other arc of the story is because the king has been assassinated, they are looking for a new king. And that thing you saw in the sky is part of the old king's magic, where he says, well, I will pick a king by whoever is the most qualified. And I guess when they do that, it's whoever is the most popular. And you actually have a popularity ranking, and you need to get that higher and higher and higher. And hopefully it'll be number one. And if you're number one, you will be selected the king. Now, in the beginning, you're not really trying to be the king. You are just trying to remove the curse from the prince, so the prince can be the king. However, the prince ends up dying, and you basically sort of embody the spirit of the prince later on. So you will later on try to become number one and be the king himself. I'm sure maybe the final cutscene's quite nice. I will probably try to watch it online later, but just to grind so many more levels just to reach that point, I think I'm gonna pass on that privilege or opportunity.
Does this depict the Elder Tribe?
Not only do you have to grind to get experience points, but you have to get a separate pool of experience points called A experience points, A starting for archetype. And these experience points are used to level up your class abilities. And there are multiple classes, and to unlock some of them, you have to bond with the characters, both in your party and around the world. To bond with them, you have to spend half a day to do that, and that makes the time click by faster. As I mentioned, there's a time limit for every single mission. So to level up these classes and to do it for each character, it does take a lot of time. In the game, there's really no clue what the tree of classes will be. So I just went at it blind and unlocked wizard but to unlock warlock, you need to be not just magic class, you also have to partake in some of the melee classes. It's not something that was evident in the beginning, but later on you find out you have to do that, and then you have to go back, level up some other classes, and just to unlock the warlock class that you want to do. Later on, some of these classes become very important to mitigate some of the higher level monsters. And so not only do you have to grind to reach a certain health pool and attack strength, you need to unlock these other classes to have the capability and magic ability to defeat the big baddie. And so when I showed you that earlier screen of the traveler voices, which are basically other people that have completed certain missions, they give you a window of what other people had in their party and what level they were. And so some of them, if you look, if they complete the game at a lower level, they have unlocked the harder classes, which are called the royal classes. And this is something that doesn't unlock until much later in the game. And I have to assume that people maybe played it a second time or maybe looked at some game facts and tips prior to jumping into the game. So I like to play these games relatively blind, so nothing gets spoiled. But yeah, just to see that additional tree, you have to grind even more. Yes, that's unfortunate. So to fight the final boss, you do need, or you should have, some certain classes to mitigate some of that damage, such as a Royal Knight. And I haven't even unlocked that yet. So that's another reason why I'm skipping out on finishing this game. It does make me feel bad. I do like to finish the games I play. Certainly before, when I had more ample time, and when the Xbox 360 was in dominance compared to PlayStation 3, I really loved that achievement system. Getting those achievement points, getting 1,000 on a game. I really tried hard to unlock all those achievement points, and boy, I have a lot. I have a lot of PlayStation trophies now, and now that I've switched to PlayStation's main console to play. But yeah, it was fun when I had more ample time to do all that. But I don't think I'm going to do it for this game. So right now I am starting the new Dragon Age sequel by EA Games, a Western RPG, and that is more action-oriented, sort of like an arcade game. I don't think I need a grind in that game, but we'll find out. So the combat in this game is relatively turn-based. You have actions where you could either attack, reduce an item, guard, or pass your action to the other teammate. It's pretty straightforward and enjoyable. The combat is relatively quick. There are weaknesses you can exploit on monsters, and that'll give you an extra turn action. Or if you do a critical, that'll give you another turn action. But subsequently, if they attack you and hit your weak point, then they will gain extra actions. So it's a pretty nice system, pretty robust. However, not as compelling to grind several more hours just to level up. I think to reach level 15, that might take maybe 10 more hours just to do that, and that's assuming I can even reach the royal classes, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do quite easily. All right, so here we are learning about this character and some of the power that he might hold, and then he's going to unlock the prince class. So this is probably at the beginning of the third act or end of the second act. Yeah, so this archetype skill class will be unlocked and open up the final act of the game, where you are just trying to get strong enough to defeat the big baddie. That's all our Act 3 is. And very, very few dungeons, 5 or less, to complete, to do and get all the experience points. Would I recommend this game? I don't think so. I think Persona 5 is far superior. This is interesting, but even if you had free time, I don't know if it's worthwhile to go through all that grinding. It's not a modern game as far as game design that way. However, everything else is. The checkpoints, the ability to save. In the dungeon, there are some places you can save, but you can't save at any point. And it gives you a little bit of stress, I suppose. But there are blind saving autosaves in the game. So even if you think you have to go back to your old checkpoint, you do not. Sometimes when you open up a chest, it saves there for you. So there's some modern conveniences like that. There's no real random monsters in this game. Everything as you run around you could see, so you could run past them if you want. But certain places like here, you have to battle these guys because they're guarding the entrance. So here is the two characters are trying to infiltrate an area. Typically in your party, you have a party of 4. You can have even more on your party, but they'll be not in the attacking group. They'll be in the sidelines, so you could swap them out. If you do so, you have to spend a turn action to do that. It's pretty cool. You know, you have your classic abilities of magic, fire, and all the elemental damage. There is a mimic type creature. They do call it a mimic class monster. However, it's not like a true mimic. He is more like a demon that lives inside a treasure chest. The treasure chest is not part of his body. I guess it's sort of like a hermit crab type demon. But that is their take on mimics. And let's see what's going to happen here. This is going to be a nice cutscene with one of the characters going to sing soon. And she partakes in your party. And then after this, we will see some of the back-end story at the end of Act 1. Alright, so that's enough of my rambling. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks for watching. Your time is always appreciated. And hopefully you don't have to grind anymore for adventuring out there. Thanks for listening. and enjoy the rest of this cutscene.
Omniscience is said to have imbued it.
And how did such a glorious relic come into your hands?
We simply preached his holy works and spread the teaching. Through guided prayer.
Just incredible.
I think it's obvious who's the relic.
I suppose that marks His Eminence Warden as the sole winner. If
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Wait, Forden was last to present? That's not right. You've not seen Luis yet, or the island team. Is there an issue?
No. I think we're finally having a show end without incident. After all,
Well, it looks like that's all the divine relics are. And now, it is my distinct please, join...
well, Louise, rumor has it you found yourself quite a relic. Then why are you so reluctant to present it? No matter. The race's outcome is beyond your meddling now.
Let's hurry.
Finally.
We're here. I think we can get down onto that.
Our escape route is secure.
Good. But time's running out.
All will be...
Okay. Juna's song is about to start.
From my fingertip flies a butterfly, how it pines for the moon up high. Fire calls its name, flying to the flame, burning as free as it can be. Out there, deep and dark in the valley mist.
Focus. You can only get one shot at this.
Fearing in my soul what I can't control. I can't close my eyes to the sunrise. From the shadow of the dark, fingers brush my neck with a remark. Oh, anguish traveler, my name is thine, and thou art I. Like the wind, shine through darkest night. Oh, never stray. Trust your eyes to steer you by. Trembling finger, hopefuls to my dream. Dawn will break
Now!
reach out
We got him! Right?
Hey! The lance! Hurry!
What's going on? Is there something blocking it?
Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor! That was our kingdom's lovely songstress, Juna. Moving right along.
It didn't work. Come back. Taking that into account.
Ludicrous. Hardly bodes well.
Hey. Hurry!
Why do you dawdle? Did you get him?
We do not know why, but the lance. Should we withdraw to retrieve it? Or make our escape?
Lost a lance? Perhaps it's this one. At last your allegiance is laid bare. And if this lance wounded me, then I take it the one you provided me was a mere imitation. If you know what the lance is capable of, then surely you understand the situation. Your last hope is gone.
No.
It seems a shame to kill you, but I'm afraid you've gone too far. I have no intention of surrendering, nor of wavering in my convictions. That being said, you truly have impressed me. I will allow you some final words, if you have any.
Say it!
I see your performance has come to an end, Juno.
Yes, the curtain falls. I'm no longer your songbird to keep caged.
So, you too stood with them.
Come on. He's ready to listen, so say it. You know there's something he needs to hear.
Luis, I challenge you to a duel.
Ah, the very words I was waiting for. You really have done your research. In truth, I intended from the start to entertain such a challenge. I confess it's been a long time. Perhaps a real contest is what I've craved. This competition is little more than child's play. So be it. It has been a long time indeed since anyone drew my blood. I will end your life with my own hands.
There needs to be a direct confrontation after all. As though it was fate all along.
A duel makes the king's magic powerless, which means this trinket is no longer necessary. Then state your name. How do you declare yourself?
I am the hero, and evil shall break before me.
A would-be assassin preaching moral superiority. Very well. If you have the strength, then the truth is yours to decide. My name is Luis Guillaburn. I am the rightful king, he who will forge anew this unworthy country into a utopia. Attack in any number, wield any weapons. But fight with your very lives. If you live by a creed, show me its strength. Go ahead. Have at me. An attempt on the life of Luis Guillaburn is a folly most cannot afford. We've come this far. Let's fight with all we have, Captain.
Luis, I will make an end of you here!
I should expect no less by a duel's code. So be it. Allow me to even the score.
This is our mission. We'll see justice done, here and now.
Mustn't settle for the easy way.
Brute force through this one.
Assassin! Some darker arts.
In the name of justice, withdrawing. To the fore, Swordmaster.
No, not.
Observe the enemy. With blade in hand! Oh, Mystic Curse!
It's okay. Lend me your strength. Maybe there's a better choice.
This is strength! I see.
Nice one,
I
Captain!
strike! Kill!
Witness our secret technique! This doesn't feel right. Oh, power of kings!
In the name of justice! Are you prepared? Perhaps stepping back, I shall vanquish evil. Run them through!
You needn't hold back.
Let justice prevail! I will protect you!
I knew you'd help. Let's stay calm. I won't hold back! Hold on. Let's work together! No, this won't work.
Bear witness! I strike!
Nice one, Captain!
I strike! Kill!
Assassin! Some darker arts.
You hesitate. What's wrong?
I call upon royal power within! Is that a hit?
You needn't hold back.
With blade in hand! Shine!
It's okay. We can Magic Seeker! We're not out of this yet!
My thanks! This is strength! I strike!
Nice one, Captain!
Face me!
You hesitate. What's wrong?
No holding back! Let me rethink closing the distance.
I stand ready! This should help.
Thanks. Let's set it up! Maybe there's a better choice. Magic Seeker! Win!
Bear witness! Come! Accept my challenge.
That's no good.
I strike!
Finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisman! Stroll, they got you with multiple ailments!
Oh, power of kings! Then again, assassin! No! Witness our strength! I'll use what I must. Rancor formidable indeed.
I call upon royal power within! Swordmaster! Run them through! Not done yet.
Savior! They yet cling to life.
Try this power.
This is strength! I strike! Kill!
Stroll! They got...
Assassin! Some apologies. Would you finish it?
Interesting.
Die hard!
Is everyone all right? Still standing, I see.
Come forth, Royal Soul!
Bear witness! I strike!
Nice one, Captain!
Now accept your fate. Too much, perhaps? Mandible bearing.
Now, with no holding back! Not done yet.
Come!
Interesting.
Oh, mystic come may yet cling to
The
life.
freedom of a wanderer. Falling back. I won't hold back!
This is strength! I strike! Kill! I strike!
Nice one, Captain!
Oh, power of kings! Formidable indeed.
To the fore!
Interesting.
Die hard!
Observe the enemy. Savior!
I underestimated you.
Not bad, if I say so myself.
Not bad at all.
Nice. I feel
I continue.
Howard, I am most certainly
Your
stronger than
training's
I
paid
was.
off.
I'll always aim higher.
Lord Luis, do not interfere! Oh. You falter even now. Not enough, I'm afraid. Lord Luis! A fine blow. You've surprised me. But why? Why are you so intent on killing me?
You of all people should know the answer.
I see now. You were the intruders looking for the formula, I take it. And yet, you have achieved nothing.
What do you mean?
Did we do it?
Lord Luis?
At long last, 'tis done. We have brought him to justice. The great, untouchable traitor, Luis Guillaburn, is dead.
Apologies. Things fell apart at the end, and I wasn't thinking straight.
Even so, the outcome is the same. We could not have triumphed without everyone here.
Wait! It's good that we got him and all, but the lance.
Yes, it went down with him.
This looks dire. He's fallen in the middle of the stage.
If Fordham spies Luis's body run through with the lance, he'll realize its power in an instant.
Even should we save the prince, we'll regret it if Fordham ends up with the lance. Yufa, can you call it up?
No. Too late for that. It's already in the middle of the crowd. If we call it up and take it with no explanation, everyone will think us thieves.
Then what do you propose?
First, we need to establish that the lance is ours. Our offering for the ceremony. We'll have to take the stage and announce that ourselves.
Please wait. Do we reveal that we are the ones who slew Luis? Can we afford to declare that openly? We'd be telling your supporters you deceived them and your master both.
She's right. The audience has no idea what's going on. We'll just look like the bad guys.
It's okay. We set out to kill Luis, and the deed is done. Our only failure is in the spectacle we made of it. For now, we need to think of a way to get the audience to see our side.
You want to win their sympathy? What are you even planning to say?
I don't know, but we have to get on stage, now. If we don't explain ourselves fast, we'll never get a chance to.
Wait a minute! Hey!
I know that face. Was that Luis? Someone go and see to him. Is he truly dead?
Allow me.
Lord Luis, no. He's dead. He's gone. Your Eminence, this was found off-stage. Judging by his wounds, this must have been the murder weapon.
The lance. Is this the divine relic he sent his subordinates after?
His eyes are sightless. His heart beats no more. The man is dead, without question.
You're absolutely certain?
I checked him thrice over. There can be no more doubt.
Luis, dead? And that can only mean this lance can pierce the barrier of the king's magic.
I apologize for the grotesque display interrupting tonight's performance. We are tardy in arrival, but the lance you hold is our offering to the ceremony.
What? You claim this lance? You mean to say you were the ones who did the deed?
Yes. It is as you say.
God above! How do you justify this?
Years ago, Luis ordered my hometown destroyed. Hulkenberg, our ally before you, was herself a royal guard in service to his late highness. Even the songstress, Juna, aided us on several occasions. Above all else, we are a group who came together to try Luis for his crimes, traitor and kingslayer both. And to do that, we had to enter his company. We took no joy in disguising our true intentions, not from your eminence, nor the people. But today, finally, we have seen justice done. Luis has paid for his sins. And at long last, my parents can rest in peace.
I had not realized you were such an actor. Or do you truly weep?
It's just hitting me now. We finally won.
Now, everyone, let's have a little composure, please.
That explains why the songstress was so often with Luis, as well as these brave misfits.
I understand. It all makes sense now. I had wondered why a member of the Prince's own guard would fall in with Luis. You have done well to execute the rebel. I am sure that His late Majesty and His Highness must be pleased. And of course, The Sanctus Church recognizes your divine relic. Now we shall greet tomorrow's festivities with fresh peace in our hearts.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
You must be the Lady Hulkenberg. The day His Highness was attacked, I heard you fought harder than any other. Your blade even struck the back of the blackguard who did it. Of all his defenders, you came closest to avenging the prince. But where you faltered then, you triumphed today. In form and heart, you are a true knight. Is something the matter?
Oh, no. You honor me greatly, Your Eminence.
Now, this lance. The Sanctus Church will confiscate it for now. A lance capable of killing the tournament's candidates would only sow panic and chaos.
Yes. As you wish. We brought it as an offering anyway.
Indeed. You may step down now.
Think you can just walk away, do ya? You owe us a moment or three. Right. So you lot were working against us from the start. And you right along with them, Lady Juna.
What was your motive? Why did you kill Lord Luis?
If this was truly a matter of justice and not simply petty revenge, then we owe it to them to explain why we have taken their guiding force. They deserve that much. Captain, do you not agree?
We no longer have a choice at this point.
Take heart. I do believe that what you've done is right.
Yes, but the time has come to make known our reason. We have sought to save the rightful heir to the throne, to break the curse afflicting His Highness the Prince.
What's that? The prince? He's dead, mate. Wait, he is dead, isn't he?
He's dead, all right. You lot will need a better story than that if you don't want to get cut open where you stand.
He had to be declared dead in order to protect him. Though he lives, he is bedridden, cursed by magic.
And the only way left to undo that curse was to kill Luis.
Those of us who wanted the prince restored formed a secret faction. And I was a spy in its service, trying to find out if we had any option beyond murder.
I cannot expect you to understand all this immediately. However...
You did this for the prince! His father, the king, was a coward! Puppet of Forden! It was because of him that this country rotted from the inside. And for his son! For his bloody, useless corpse of a son! What made you think his life was worth more than Count Luis?
Worth more? I thought you two hated when people tell you any life weighs more than another.
I myself have never met His Highness, nor do I know what sort of person he is. But I want to see the future these people believe in.
Despite our many differences of tribe and status, we still banded together. Through them, I saw the possibility of a world united.
Besides, when Luis talked about burning down my island, I thought I saw the shock and despair on your faces too.
Look, you two. Was Luis really a master worth your trust? I think it's worth listening to your hearts now. Even the doubts. I know we'd be happy to have you.
Hold a moment. These two were Luis's right-hand men. I would advise against this.
No, their hearts are as loyal as any of ours. They but served another master.
Lady Juna... I guess you really were watching out for us. More than we ever knew. I couldn't protect Basilio when it mattered most. They put him through so much for their sodden igniter experiments, and now protecting him's all I've got.
Del.
Maybe it is time to step back. Get away from this bloody business. I guess this was all it took. Count Luis gave us a dream to fight for, but I suppose it was the kind that doesn't feel right after you wake. So, we're drifters now. Maybe we'll open up that restaurant after all, eh? We'll see you around, Lady Juna.
Look, I'm not the smart one, you lot know that, so I don't know whether to punch you or thank you. I've never been this confused in all my life. Damn it, I just don't get it. Damn it. Oh, Del, wait! Don't you wander off like that? You mean all that about the restaurant, yeah?
Never could say what you were feeling. I'm sorry this was all I could do.
Ah, Captain, let us tarry no more. We must check His Highness's condition.
Yes, you're right! That should have lifted the curse! What's going on? The cursed thorns haven't disappeared.
But the caster is dead. Forden and his guard were sure to check Luis's body.
Calm down, everyone. We don't want to yell about this in public. Let's go back to the inn for now.
His Highness still suffers under the curse. But Luis is dead. I cannot fathom it.
Maybe we killed a fake. Like his body double. Or something.
No. There's no way that wasn't Luis. We couldn't fight him in person and still be mistaken.
And Luis would have nothing to gain from faking his death, surely. After all, it put the lance in Forden's hands.
Knowing all that, might the curse have been cast by someone else entirely?
But that would mean... we killed an innocent person, wouldn't it?
That bastard was no innocent. He destroyed my home. He murdered the king. And...
True enough, old boy. But that's not why we were out to kill the chap, eh?
He said it himself. That killing him accomplished nothing. Was it really true?
Yet he had the formula for the curse in his possession. Surely that marks his guilt?
Even so, there remains a modicum of doubt in the matter. Perhaps Luis was researching the curse for another reason. If he was framed, it is possible he aimed to clear his name.
But if it wasn't Luis, who else could have?
That night, His Highness the Prince was already fleeing when I arrived at the scene. I encountered the assailant as I sought to protect His Highness. I pursued and slashed across their back.
Right. I remember Forden mentioned something about that. Is there anything else you can remember?
Fie! No, I can recall nothing else. No other clues. Yet... no. 'Tis odd. I believe this is the first time I have recounted the particulars to anyone. I told the investigators only that I failed to capture the culprit. The shame of my failure kept me silent on the rest.
What? But just earlier, Forden said...
Yes, he told a story that none but the culprit could attest to. How does Forden know?
Maybe he heard it from the culprit?
If so, then Forden could be one of the conspirators behind the attack, or perhaps solely responsible for it.
I say, you don't think Forden is the mastermind behind this whole blasted to-do? You do realize he's the sanctifex of the entire Dashed Sanctus Church?
Nay, but that does not make it impossible. It wasn't long after the prince's passing that His Majesty named Sanctism the state religion. If not for the matter concerning the king's magic, Forden's claim to the throne would have been unshakable.
Sounds like motive enough to want the prince gone.
We have to find out, even if it's remotely possible. Let's question Forden in person at the main festival tomorrow.
We'll need that divine lance back, too. It's not something we want in Forden's hands, especially now.
Hey, I'm going to go talk to my sister. She's bound to be somewhere in the city for the Saints' Day festivities. Sister, I should explain. All that fuss today was... well...
Is it safe for you to come to such a public place?
What? No, it's fine. It's not like we caused a riot or anything. We even explained ourselves to Forden's satisfaction. Actually...
That's not what I meant. You're the songstress, remember?
Yes. Suppose you're right.
I know we talked before about the loophole in the King's protective magic, but I never thought you would be the one to strike Luis down. And that lance you presented... I take it that's why you went to Verga Island.
We didn't mean for it to be such a spectacle. It didn't exactly go according to plan. But at least we kept a tyrant off the throne.
And that's why I was wondering if I could ask you something. About Sanctifex Forden. What kind of man he really is.
Because... well, now that Luis is out of the picture, we know who's got the best chance. A man as powerful as him, well, you know how it is. You hear all kinds of nasty rumors swirling about. I'm just wondering if there's any truth to them.
Tuna, are you seriously trying to dig up dirt on Sanctifex Forden? On Saints' Day of all days?
Oh, loosen up a bit. You can't deny that people talk, and God knows they always have. Especially about the night of the attack. Asking how anyone could sneak into the castle, let alone get to the prince. Whether some official ordered the assassination. Remember when those rumors started? Father was on edge for days. I remember even when I hadn't said anything, he'd scold me and send me away. I don't suppose you ever heard if there was any truth to that. Sorry. I don't mean to dance around it so... It's just not an easy thing to ask about. I was talking with one of our allies, Hulkenberg. She said Forden mentioned something he couldn't have known, unless he was actually there, the night of the attack. Unlikely as it is, if it turns out Forden was involved, she won't suffer him being crowned. She'll be out for vengeance. And you're the eldest daughter of House Cygnus, a Sanctist family. The people would see you as an accomplice to a man who had a hand in killing the royals. I couldn't bear to let that happen. You don't deserve that. I need to know the truth.
Then, suppose His Eminence Forden were guilty of such sin. What would you do with him? With the Sanctist Church?
What do you mean?
Well, I was but a girl of only 12 years. I knew nothing about the inner workings of the crown theocracy.
Sister? What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm fine. If a tad overworked. All these new developments and tragic events. I'm just run a little ragged, that's all.
Sister.
I'll be fine. Really. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. If I am to be the people's saint, I must be strong enough to play the part. Maybe I'll hold off on the harder drinks today, just to be safe. It's been a long time since we could spend some simple time together like this. It's like we're just two sisters visiting Montario for the holiday. I'll see you again soon.
About that. Let's rest.